We begin right here at 5 o'clock with a major update on the Sherman Mitten Bridge. The bridge carrying drivers across I-64 into southern Indiana will reopen 1 week from today. That new information just released late this afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Shay McAllister.
And I'm Doug Proffitt. It means another week of major detours. The bridge has already been closed for 5 days after the emergency shutdown last Thursday. Isaiah Kim Martinez tonight is breaking down this new information and the questions that remain unanswered tonight.
Well, the questions go beyond just a schedule for repair and reopening at this point. Drivers have told us they want to know exactly what went wrong and whether they should be concerned given the fact that this bridge has been going through rehabilitation for some time now. Starting Monday, August 7th, the Sherman Mitten Bridge will again be open for morning rush hour commuters to and from New Albany. The renewal project team telling us in an update they've finalized plans for emergency repairs. They say since the emergency shutdown 5 days ago, inspectors and engineers have worked around the clock to restore previous traffic capacity.
There's no way to get around. You're either you stay in Indiana or you plan for a long trip.
Locals telling our Connor Steffen over the weekend they fear continued rush hour bottlenecks and worry about long-term ramifications with every day that goes by without concrete answers into what exactly went wrong and whether their safety was ever in jeopardy. Crews said they had discovered a problem with a bridge bearing that supports the upper deck on the Kentucky side. They say they closed the bridge out of an abundance of caution. In Louisville, Isaiah Kim Martinez, WHAS11 on your side.
So here's what's going to happen this week to get that bridge back open. First, they're going to have to get the new material shipped here. On Saturday, construction crews began their repair work while also searching the country for more available materials. Some are being shipped here from Texas, Illinois, and Ohio, and the shipments are expected to arrive right through Wednesday. And as the Sherman Mitten is closed, the Lincoln and the Kennedy bridges, also across the Ohio River, now have lane closures too. The 3 outside lanes of both bridges will be closed from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. every night until this Thursday, August 3rd. Riverlink needs to install brand new tolling equipment.
Well, the countdown is on. JCPS students go back to school in just over a week. This year, the district's preparing for more changes than it's seen in decades, from start times to bus stops.
In an update today, the district leaders detailed several of those changes. WHAS 11's Grace McKenna is right here. She's breaking it down. And Grace, it can't be understated just how much things are changing this year for JCPS.
Yeah, Doug, that's right. There are a ton of changes on the way. Dr. Polio is asking for patience as parents prepare for back to school. We've already heard frustrations from many parents about the busing changes that are a result of new start times. Facing a driver shortage, the district added new start times for most of its schools to allow for bus route consolidation. But perhaps no change for JCPS is as impactful as the Choice Zone plan. Students in the West End will be able to attend school closer to home if they want to for the first time in decades. Teachers and principals in the Choice Zone will also be getting incentives to come teach there.
We want to make sure we get the students that need the resources the most, that support. And once again, our goal has always been to have all of our families have school choice. For the first time ever, families in West Louisville will have that.
The district is also preparing for major curriculum changes in math and English. For K-8 students, there will be one overarching curriculum to make it easier for learning to transfer from school to school. On the issue of bus stops and routes, Polio said the district worked through the weekend to make adjustments for families who reported issues with their assigned stops. He encourages families to fill out the district's bus stop request form before the start of school if you are still missing a stop. In the studio, Grace McKenna, WHAS 11 on your side.
All right, Grace, thank you very much. Well, in his announcement earlier today, Polio also said teachers will be getting more money to help pay for classroom supplies. Last year, they received $250 each from Amazon. This year, that has been increased to $400.
And the other developing story today, the Kentucky Commissioner of Education, Jason Glass, has announced that he's going to be leaving Kentucky. He is stepping down from his current position. He still has a contract with Kentucky. Glass says he will take a new position as the Associate Vice President of Teaching and Learning at Western Michigan University. His departure is not a huge surprise. In May, he applied for a superintendent position in Baltimore, but he did not get that job. At the time, his spokesperson Tony Cons-Tatman told WHAS11 News it has been clear to Dr. Glass that education priorities of the legislature are focused on culture, war issues, and dismantling the state's public schools. Commissioner Glass does not share these values and hopes Kentucky can find a way to recommit to supporting its public schools and to create meaningful learning experiences for all students. Glass joined the Kentucky Board of Education in 2020. His 4-year contract was scheduled to expire September of 2024. His last day will be September 29th of this year. Glass, by the way, is having a news conference tomorrow to talk about his departure. WHAS 11 News will be there for his comments. This open position will now play a major role in November's gubernatorial election. As you can imagine, the governor gets to choose the voting members on the Board of Education. Those people then choose the next commissioner.
Well, what a shift in our weather. Just waking up this morning, my house felt cooler. Letting the dogs out was more pleasant. I mean, it made a major difference.
This is the summer we should have been having, Shay. I know you'd agree.
Absolutely.
Not this 110 degree stuff. This was the ideal summer day for Kentuckiana, Ben.
I think we'd have a lot of people move here if every day was like this in the summertime. No doubt about that. It's feeling about 20, 25 degrees cooler now than late last week when we were right in the middle of that heat wave, Friday into Saturday especially. 83 and 84, and it actually feels like that number because that dew point, that measure of water content in the air, is much lower in the upper 50s. The humidity at 53%. Lots of sunshine out there and a deeper blue sky with less haze and less of that humidity, and so very, very nice across the area. First Savings Bank Cam, part of our U of L Health Camera Network here, showing our temperatures in the low to mid 80s throughout all of Kentuckiana. And it is a clear sky as well. A few showers off to our southeast and to our west. So it will be quiet for tonight. When we get past sunset, which is right before 9 p.m. now, our temperatures will drop into the 70s. Overnight low temperatures in the 60s, so nice and mild. Maybe a tad bit of a break for the air conditioner. And then tomorrow afternoon, just like today, sunshine, low humidity, comfortably warm, light northeast breeze out there. So a good combination of weather factors for us for tomorrow. Nice and mild, forecast low 67 degrees, a little cooler in some outlying areas, 80 at lunchtime, and sunny and 87 for tomorrow afternoon. It'll get muggier with storm chances returning later this week. I'll show you when coming up.
All right, Ben, thank you very much. By the way, we've been learning late today that the Louisville mayor, police chief, and the head of the city's emergency management agency will be holding a news conference tomorrow to give the public a safety update on that house where police have been discovering explosives in the Highview neighborhood. Last week, LMPD's bomb squad, along with federal agents, searched Mark Heibel's house on Applegate Lane. They've been there a few days, and inside they discovered homemade explosives. Police say Heibel admitted to making and detonating explosives in his backyard at one time, but it took agents 2 days to safely detonate what they discovered. Now the mayor will be joined by the LMPD police chief and Metro Emergency Management Services tomorrow morning to give an important update. WHAS 11 News will be there. We'll post this story online as soon as we get that information.
3 people were shot in the Highlands neighborhood overnight, right off of busy Bardstown Road near Eastern Parkway. When officers arrived at 3 in the morning, they found 2 men and a woman with gunshot wounds. All 3 were taken to U of L Hospital. The coroner says 31-year-old Ricky Kemp died of his injuries. The other 2 victims are still in serious condition. Right now, police have no suspects. They also tell us they have no motive in this case.
Also happening today, the suspended Manual High School football head coach Donnie Stoner turned himself into Metro Police this morning and was then arraigned on charges of allegedly having sex with an underage female student. 39-year-old Donnie Stoner is charged with sexual abuse, rape, and sodomy, but police say additional charges may be coming. According to the arrest citation, Stoner had a sexual relationship with a 17-year-old minor at Manual High School. The documents say he would pick her up in his car and take her to his home, engaging in sexual acts. He was arraigned this morning and pleaded not guilty. Last Friday, his attorney Rob Eggert told us he was confident Stoner would be vindicated in court.
Also in court today, a former Christian Academy of Louisville coach pleaded not guilty to charges of sexual abuse. The defense saying Clarence Moore wants to present his side of the story.
I think he's taking a path of doing what he can to help assist the police in the investigation, and then where it goes from here, we'll see.
The 42-year-old once worked for Christian Academy. Now he owns the basketball camp Legacy Training Academy. Moore is accused of sexual misconduct with a 17-year-old girl he was giving private basketball lessons. Arrest documents show the alleged crime started last November and continued until just last month. He is facing charges in Oldham County and in Jefferson County. Moore is being held in Metro Corrections on a $50,000 bond. And police have made an arrest after a man crashed into a school in Oldham County. Police arrested and charged 28-year-old Sean Hovenkamp in the case. According to an arrest citation, he used his vehicle to damage a door to get into Goshen Elementary School. Hovenkamp then allegedly drove into an open garage and drove out of the closed door, causing thousands of dollars of damage. According to a letter sent out to parents and staff, he also caused damage throughout the Hillcrest neighborhood. He is facing several charges now, including wanton endangerment, fleeing and evading police, and reckless driving. The school says damage there is minimal and will be repaired immediately.
A University of Notre Dame professor has filed a defamation suit against a student publication over coverage of her abortion rights work. The case is raising questions about press freedom and academic freedom at the private Catholic university. Tamara Kay's suit, filed in May, alleges falsehoods in 2 articles published by the Irish Rover in the past academic year. She claims the articles covered remarks about her support for abortion rights, and the lawsuit alleges the newspaper misinterpreted a sign on her door about helping students access health care and denying quotes about academic freedom at a Catholic university. The Rover identifies itself as an independent student publication that's devoted to preserving the Catholic identity of the university. The paper has defended its reporting as true and filed a motion to dismiss the case. Indiana was the first state to enact sweeping abortion restrictions after the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade in June of 2022.
Officer Nicholas Wilts spent his first weekend at home in more than 3 months. He was discharged from the hospital on Friday and today started outpatient therapy through Fraser Rehab. Officer Wilts left the hospital surrounded by staff that helped him heal, city leaders, and the chief of police. Today, we're told he started the next phase of recovery, which includes physical therapy to help him learn to walk, speech therapy, occupational therapy, which will help him with everyday tasks like bathing and eating. His recovery will look a lot like a full-time job, 5 days a week at Fraser Rehab.